Hello and welcome to Conscious Living Collective, the place where we explore fascinating intersection of science, mindfulness, conscious living, and more. My name is Tomek. I'm a teacher here on Insight Timer, but also a scientist, bringing all the new research to your life in order to help you with your well-being, with help you to live more conscious, more fulfilled life. Thank you so much for helping me with the technical problems. I really hope that you can hear me. That is the most important part of it. If you can't hear me, please let me know. I can see on my screen that my internet quality is fluctuating, at least on the according to Insight Timer dashboard. But if you can hear me fine, I think this is the most important part. I already can see familiar faces. Hello, Anita. Hello, Matt. Hello, Tosca. Tanya, Karen. Very good to see you all. I also can recognize some of the icons floating under my screen. Wonderful. Welcome back to those of you who are returning to CLC, as I call it. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, please raise your virtual hand and introduce yourself. I would love to know if you coming to Conscious Living Collective for the first time. Today, topic, I think one of the most popular topics on Insight Timer. If you look at the website of Insight Timer, you can see that this is the number one app for sleep, stress, and anxiety. But sleep is number one. And it comes in the perfect timing for me because I had a terrible night's sleep last night. So I'll be talking to you, but also will be carefully checking what I can change today for myself in my routine, my normal routine, to improve my sleep. Hello, V. I can see you there. Linda, beautiful. Good to see you for the first time. TC from Canada. Asa, very good to see you. Lauren says, I'm a hypervigilant sleeper, horrible sleep every night. So, yeah, this session is very much to help you create something that will hopefully enhance your sleep. I can tell you from my own experience, and I'll be basing a lot of what I say on my own experience. It is not only very important to have a good night's sleep, I think that's given, but it's actually not an easy thing. And more of us are struggling with a good night's sleep. As a matter of fact, if you following me on Insight Timer, you know I released recently a course. And in this course, it's called 6 Pillars of Conscious Living. Surprise, surprise. Conscious Living Collective, Conscious Living in the title of my course. And I think I will not give away anything by saying that sleep is indeed one of the most important pillars of conscious living. And perhaps at the same time, the most neglected. But I will talk to you a bit more about this. But if you joined me before, you know that we begin actually with meditation and then we follow with the discussion. So for those of you who are already closer to your sleep time, perhaps this is going to be an opportunity to practice meditation, sleep meditation I prepared for you, and fall asleep to it. And just if you cannot join the session, the rest of the session, that's absolutely fine. And right at the start, I want to say that even though Insight Timer is known for sleep meditations, and I know for a fact that I have plenty of sleep meditations in my library, and they're absolutely free, so you don't have to be a member plus in order to access them. But there are also some of them that are for the subscribers, that obviously subscription helps me as a teacher and Insight Timer in general to carry on with the app. But there are plenty of those sleep meditations, and they helped a lot of people, but they are not a golden bullet. And I think that's something I want to talk about today. But first thing first, let's go and get started with meditation. And let me know if you're ready. Jamie says, perfect timing. Just got my 7-week-old twins to sleep at the same time, which hardly ever happens. Congratulations. Both on getting them sleep at the same time and obviously having them. That's 7-week-old twins. Amazing. Luck and blessing. I think that's a great beginning for our sleep meditation. The twins will be sleeping with us. How wonderful. Today, to support our sleep meditation, I will be playing for you James Anthony Walker's Floating. I think it's one of the most popular tracks on Insight Timer. I look at it, it's been played something like 16 million times, which tells me it's very likable, and it definitely fits into our theme of sleep and sleeping protocol. But if you haven't listened to it, this is going to be your chance. So let's start here, and let's see where is it going to take us. Okay. See, when I prepare to any meditation, including sleep meditation, I always want to make sure that I sit in a way that helps me release any tension that I can deal with. There are some pains and tensions that they stay with us, but whatever we can take care of, we do. It's okay to feel at ease, comfortable, relaxed. We want to create for our body and mind an environment in which we can drift off to sleep. Begin by giving ourselves permission to have a good night's sleep. And just because we say it, just because we intend it, it does not necessarily have to happen. But as with every journey, if you do not set up yourself a destination, it is very likely that you will get lost very quickly into this journey. So, giving yourself permission and setting the strong intention to have a good night's sleep, it's a great start. And now we will support this intention by taking mindful actions with respect to our body and our mind. And today I want to take you through a journey throughout your entire body. We will start right at the top of your head, and we finish with your toes. And I'm curious to see what will happen along that path, starting from the top of your head and finishing at the tip of your toes. Your body is your vessel, is the vessel of your consciousness. It is an expression of many qualities that you possess. Your body is not an entirety or the entirety of your consciousness, but is a very important expression, particularly in this physical reality to which we decided to incarnate. But without being too metaphysical and too esoteric, let's connect with top of your head and start being aware of the kind of crown of your head, what is happening there. For me, in general, there is some sort of tingling or presence or activity that I can easily connect with. But if for you nothing happens, that is all right. We have the entire body to explore. Entire body of sensations, of energies. We have to start somewhere. And for some, it may help if you imagine being washed down or rinsed down with a warm shower, standing under a very warm and pleasant waterfall. And the water travels to the top of your head, gently falling through your forehead, through your skin, touching your ears, washing all the stress, all the worries, everything that may get in the way of your good night's sleep, washing those things away. Water has a special quality in our life. Our body is mostly made out of water. 60 to 70% of our bodies is water. So our affinity to this element is very obvious. In this meditation, we are looking for both external and internal cleansing, decluttering, preparation for a good night's sleep. So we started with the top of our head, then move slowly to the forehead, including back of your head, your eyebrows, the area around your eyes, I think it's very difficult to feel your ears, but how about the area around your ears, leading to your jaw, and perhaps you stumbled upon some tension in the muscles of your jaw. For me, if I feel stressed, if I feel scattered, if like last night, I I couldn't fall asleep. I realized that a lot of that tension hides in my jaw, on the muscles of my jaw to be precise. So I give my jaw extra attention, make it go limp, relax it. And when I do that, I feel that my tongue is kind of trying to find its way in my mouth, if that makes any sense. So I rested gently behind the 2 top teeth and relax it as well, together with the muscles of my jaw. If you feel called for it, you may briefly return to the area of under your eyes, your nose, your cheekbones, and include in your awareness your entire head as a whole, feeling that it's kind of a heavy object sitting on top of your head, and the more heavy it gets, the more relaxed you become. So you keep a gentle balance using the muscles in your neck, balancing your head on top of your body. And when you sit upright and right now, not lying down, you can kind of find a sweet spot that requires the minimum amount of effort from the muscles of your neck. Kind of a sweet spot, balancing your head on the top of your body, feeling into the muscles of your neck. And now also feeling muscles and bone structures of your shoulders that support your neck. And I know that this is another place where tension hides, where stresses of the day may materialize as a tension. So give it an extra attention as well right now, mentally massaging your shoulders, moving to your arms, feeling warmth, feeling softness, feeling into it with kindness, softness, care. So you see, it's a journey, but it's a journey that is slow and careful and attentive, giving your body everything that it needs right now to get ready for a good night's sleep. The self-care that perhaps you've been missing throughout the day filled with to-do lists and stress, and for some, taking care of the twins. Sweet burden, but now it's time to let go of it, because you deserve that care, and nobody can give you more care than yourself. You know exactly what you need. You know exactly what your body needs right now. And you're doing that by traveling across it, finding those points of tension and gradually releasing it bit by bit. So we stopped for a moment at the shoulders, muscles, and bone structures. Now we're moving through the shoulders towards your arms, elbows, forearms, and kind of giving attention to every bit of the area between your shoulders and your hands, eventually landing in your palms that are always very sensitive to energy, so you can stick around there for a moment. Feel the heaviness of your palms. If you're like me, resting your palms in your lap, you can feel their heaviness. But you also feel that they rest comfortably. They're getting ready to relax, to let go. Now, an image of holding yourself in your own, at the surface of your own palms comes to mind. It's very difficult to describe it, but perhaps you can have a sense of it. If you can carry yourself, so to speak. If you can use your own hands to carry yourself. Or hold yourself. Kind of gently, carefully. And now we continue with the journey and moving back to our upper body, including area of your chest and upper back. Once again, dropping the heaviness of your shoulders, making sure that your shoulders are falling away. Falling down, actually. I don't want your shoulders to fall away. I want them to gently fall down away from your ears, letting go of any tension. Now moving through your chest to your solar plexus. Perhaps for a moment, feeling into your breath that by now perhaps slowed down a bit, become more steady, more deep. Feeling into your breath. Feeling the expansion and contraction of your chest, of your entire upper body. Gentle movement that takes you deeper into the relaxation of this present moment. No place to be, no thing to do, the entire attention focused on yourself in the spirit of self-care. Not selfish, but necessary to be more of yourself, to prepare yourself for a good night's sleep that you deserve. Now traveling lower towards your belly and lower back. And again, if you had a difficult day or a difficult week, you may feel that there is a congestion there, some tension, some kind of object sitting in your abdomen, kind of heavy, very tangible. You may feel like a congested energy, used up, all the emotions that in this moment don't serve us well. So we can let go of them using the out breath. May take a couple of breaths to soften your belly, to let go. And once again, we give that part of our body that represents a lot of our emotions that we experience throughout the day and week. We give this place an extra care. Perhaps we neglected to connect with our body throughout the day and week. And this is a good time to offset all this neglect and give yourself an extra care. I can feel for myself that because of the tough night I had, there's definitely some heaviness there. And because I sit in this meditation with you, I feel supported by your presence. It is a bit easier to just carry it with me, to offer it some attention without being judgmental, without trying to figure out what emotions are they, where they coming from, just holding it in my attention. I allow all those emotions to resolve themselves by giving them this attention, because that's what they sometimes need. That's what sometimes it's enough. The same way as we all need some attention, our body and body parts, so to speak, also wants us from time to time to being taken care of. And by giving this attention, we provide an outlet for those stagnant energies to be transformed, to be purged, even resolved. Use words that come to you, the words that represent what is happening right now for you, because it's your personal, unique journey. And when you're ready, continue the journey, moving from your belly towards your hips, towards your sit bones. Include all the organs kind of sitting there between your hips. Everything that happens in the area of your pelvis. You can sit, you can see and feel the gravity. It's particularly apparent in the sit bones. So our entire column of the upper body sits on those sit bones. And you may notice there's a connection between your head, that it's the top of that column, and your sit bones that connect via spine with the head. That's where that balance is. So if you are sitting upright right now, you can feel that entire line leading from the top of your head through the spine, through your tailbone, sitting there relaxed and at ease. And moving along, including your legs, your thighs, inside of your thighs, all the muscles big muscles that lead to your knees. These are big, strong muscles that have been carrying you, that are being used a lot when you walk, when you do things. They are used to move your entire body from one point to another. So they also need a bit of attention here. Your knees, your calves and shins, they have been supporting your movement throughout the day, and now they are ready to get some rest. Moving towards your feet. And see that the bottom of your feet is the point of connection with the earth. You can feel gravity acting through the bottom of your feet. So once again, feel that heaviness. We experience gravity through a form of heaviness. And I invite you to experience it right now. Also, the bottom of your feet is often perceived as a place of energy, the place through which energy can be released. So if that's what you feel called for, by all means, feel into your breath, and with your out breath, release whatever stagnant, used up energy, stress, worries. A very powerful, energetic exercise to practice. Letting go of whatever is holding you back through the bottom of your feet, using out breath as a carrier for that release and relief. And if you wish to be even more playful, you can connect the top of your head with the bottom of your feet and kind of swipe all the way from the top to the bottom in one cleansing exhale. Once again, in the spirit of cleansing, of letting go, of releasing, declaring, use words and intentions that suit your purpose right now. And we said at the beginning of this meditation that we will end up with the tip of your toes. So do focus on that little part of your body right now. If you practiced this before, you may even focus on each toe separately. Or you may simply feel into your entire foot or both feet, sitting and resting on the floor. Whatever feels easier, whatever feels more natural. And now to conclude, kind of include in your awareness your entire body. And feel for yourself a difference between the beginning of this meditation and right now. Perhaps there are still areas in your body that require some attention. And I invite you now to offer this attention to wherever it's needed. Use your out breath as a way of a release, letting go. And when you're ready, express gratitude for this journey, for this experience. Make a mental note if there was something specific that you have noticed moving along your body's energies, exploring the sensations of the inner landscape. And remember, this can be repeated at any given time throughout the day, just giving your body some attention. Doesn't have to be that long and that extensive, but sometimes it takes a form of patting yourself on the shoulder. Things like, I recognize the stress, recognize the tension. Everything is all right. So let us now conclude with that gentle care, the gesture of self-care, holding yourself in the attention. And for those of you who are still with us and do not fall asleep, take a gentle breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. And here we are, back from a meditation, a bit longer than I thought. Oh, the time just went. If you will, please tell me how you feel right now. We have this, it's our tradition to type one word that best describes your state right now, or one word that you wish to share post-meditation, so to speak. I'd be curious to know. TC, open. Diane, calm. I'm going to add to it, centered and relaxed. Karen, sleepy. Good. Tanya, ease. Jamie, flowing. Jamie. Oh, we have two Jamies. Jamie, one Jamie says flowing. Another Jamie says connected. Angie, sleepy. Good. Your body is ready to relax. I know that for some of you, particularly on the west coast of the US, this is around your sleep time. Parvana says, I think I fell asleep briefly. Wonderful. That's the idea here. So as we moving through meditation, and the title of this session is the protocol, evening and night protocols for better sleep. And I think it goes without saying that we reached to Insight Timer. Many of us reached to Insight Timer to use meditation for that very purpose. But to tell you the truth, meditation can be very often used as a kind of a relief strategy, but is not necessarily the only thing that we can do in order to have a good night's sleep. As a matter of fact, my personal protocol for a good night's sleep starts the first thing in the morning with the burst of the morning sun. It is a known scientific fact that it's supported by kind of a common sense knowledge that we are the beings of light. Our entire bodily rhythm depends on the light. And for the most of our evolution and history, it was the sunlight. Only recently, past 100, maybe 200 years, are the history of the artificial light. So the protocol for me starts first in the morning. When I get up with I'm very fortunate to be able to get up with the first light. I never set up alarm. I have my natural kind of rhythm. When I go to bed around, for me, it's around 9 p.m. and get up around 5:30. And usually that is where after my meditation, I can see the first rays of sunlight. I can see the sunrise. And very often I go outside and allow myself to get that light into my eyes, to wake me up, to reset my circadian rhythm. I'm sure you've heard about that term, circadian rhythm. Is that biological rhythm that is governed by the cycle of light, of the daylight. So that's when it starts. And a very important thing to me, and I would love to hear your opinion about it and your contribution, that if I had a chance to kind of plan out my day, not very complicated to-do list, but kind of give myself a purpose for the day ahead, it usually helps me a lot to have a good night's sleep on that day. It helps me a lot. On the contrary, when there are days, I will admit it, where I feel kind of scattered and disorganized, and it feels like I'm not sure if that's a proper English expression, when the time sips through my fingers. I feel that the time has passed, but nothing really happened, and I wasn't mindful of it. I simply was on autopilot. That also contributes unfortunately, in a negative way to my night routine. And then obviously there is food. That is so crucial and so important. And if you will look at my course and the all the pillars of conscious living that again equally contribute to your sleeping pattern, they're kind of, sleep is one of the important elements, and the pillars are kind of built around it. Nutrition, it's one of the important things. How we treat our body throughout the day, what we put into our body, will have an effect on the digestion, the circulation, and as a result, on the quality of our sleep. So I think something that you may have heard 1,000 times, not to eat right before bed, or even better, give a chance to your digestive systems to also relax. And for me, that will be, I think, 6 p.m. I go to bed at 9, so 3 hours without any particularly heavy meals. I know sometimes we go for dinner with friends, and there are many, I'm sure, opportunities to where that will not be the case. But for me, in general, I include the finish early as a very positive influence on my sleep that night. And on a mental level, I know that that this energy can be carried on throughout the week and day, but the nutrition and food is that thing that we can reset on a daily basis. So even if you didn't do well the night before, you have another chance next day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop eating earlier. I'm gonna finish. My last meal will be a bit lighter, perhaps, than the first and the second meal. Again, give ourselves a rest. And also, in the same way, as part of my protocol, is to expose myself to the daylight, ideally to sunlight at the beginning of the day. I want to limit that towards the end of the day. So yeah, dimming the lights. Less technology, less screen time. And I can hear you. I know this is perhaps the most difficult thing to do these days, because we created technology to get as much attention all of the time. There's a famous song by a comedian that internet offers us a little bit of everything all of the time. I know there are some of my patrons are here, and I played that song to you. It's very funny, very true, and sometimes scary. But with the technology, we do have access to a little bit of everything all of the time. And even though this sounds like a good thing, it tends to work against us. It certainly, I raise my hand here, and it works against me. The amount of blue light, amount of the screen time can certainly affect my sleep in a negative way. On the contrary, what can affect my day in a positive way is to actually see the sunset. I'm very blessed to live on the coast of Queensland, and a place called Sunshine Coast. And indeed, we have a lot of wonderful sunshine. I do not expect everyone to be in the same fortunate position, but if you are, seeing the sunset, it's one of the best ways of finish your day. Rather than getting the screen time and sitting and watching something, watching sunset, it's one of the best things you can do yourself to, again, complete the circadian rhythm and move yourself into that resting kind of zone where your body naturally transitions into sleep. And definitely for me, by kind of 9 o'clock, ideally, I'm not saying I'm following it. I follow it all the time, but I can see a difference. I'm sharing things with you that work for me, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely break my own rules and don't walk my own talk a lot of time. But if I pay attention, if I have, again, all the aspects that I include in my day, I consider a good day when I can include as many of those elements in my protocol as possible. And I can kind of feel towards the end of the day that, yeah, I'm going to have a good night's sleep. And then, obviously, if I can add an extra emphasis with a meditation, similar to the one we did just a moment ago, that's wonderful. That's kind of a cherry on top of the cake. But it cannot be, and again, to share my own experience, even if I meditate right before bed to offset the stress of the day and all the things I didn't do, it is difficult to have a good night's sleep. We do what we can. We try to do it with care and kindness. Again, self-care, sleep is an expression of self-care. And perhaps one of the most important ways of expressing self-care that we're doing every single day. There are many things that we can skip, but sleep, well, we all will fall asleep every single night. So we may as well do it good, do it in a way that supports our well-being. Yeah, so Tanya says, I found first light works best for me if I'm outside. No glazing or glasses between me and the light. Yes, that's true. No sunglasses. Sunglasses will block some of that important wavelength that will interact with our retina and ultimately sends a message to your brain and works with your circadian rhythm. It's part of the circadian rhythm. And maybe I want to finish up. There are so many things, really. if I could go through the list of all the things that can be included in the evening and night protocol, we could spend hours here. But I'd rather ask you right now to conclude this session, what works for you the best? Maybe one element. Again, you can use one word or one sentence. What works for you and it's part of your evening and night protocol? I want to learn something new. Mel, deep breathing to fall asleep, including deep breathing and meditation. A wonderful thing. Helps body to relax. Send a message to your nervous systems to switch from go, 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 from stress, from fight or flight into rest and digest. That's what deep breathing does. So Mel, thank you. That certainly, it's a very good advice. Karen says the same. There is a reason why breathing techniques became so popular lately. It's a very powerful tool to speak to you, to speak to your nervous system, to downregulate your nervous system after a long day, to offset all the things that perhaps have been supporting our well-being throughout the day. Dinah, warm night shower before bed, dark room, breathing in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. Well, if you know me, then you know that 4-7-8 breathing technique is perhaps one of my favorite ways to start meditation. It almost becomes a second nature right now. 4-7-8, big supporter of that technique. Jamie, gratitude, dark room, and meditation. I love that. I love that trio. Gratitude. Look on the bright side. What positives are there? They always are. What positives are in your day that can, falling asleep with gratitude, I would say in a one phrase. It's a wonderful way to fall asleep. And again, dark room. So again, the importance of light, importance of dimming the light. And that has to do with release of melatonin, the sleep hormone. That again prepares our body for deep sleep. Mel, hot tea. Herbal teas definitely have a positive effect. They have the relaxation effect on our nervous system. What do you recommend before bed for adult male with ADHD? Nicholas asks. And my answer to you, Nicholas, is your bedtime routine, paradoxically, starts first thing in the morning. If your day has, as it happened in my case, actually even last night, I had a very stressful day, and it doesn't matter what I did before bed, I was not able to offset everything that happened during the day. So I'll be honest with you, if we are hard day and we wishing and we relying on just one thing to set ourselves for a good night's sleep, it may not work. It may not work. So your entire day decides on your good night's sleep, not just the last few hours. Yeah, Nicholas, I've been struggling for years, and I'm sorry to hear that, Nicholas. And you are in a huge group of people that unfortunately have been struggling with sleep. And I'm sorry to hear that. Many courses here on Insight Timer and otherwise to kind of I'm very careful to give advice or specific advice. But if one thing that comes to mind right now for you is to make sleep your priority. Make sleep your priority. And if you do that, then you will find a way that helps you and suits you to improve gradually your sleeping pattern. Mel, making the decision to enjoy my bedtime routine. I call it protocol because I'm a scientist, but I think in the same way as we can have a morning ritual, again, one name of my, I think, few morning meditations here on Insight Timer, you can have a bedtime ritual. I call it protocol. Absolutely, and enjoy it. Make it something that works for you. It doesn't have to be hard. It has to be pleasant, relaxing. Jasper asks, I wanted to ask what I could do to sleep better when anxiety gets hard to deal with. There's no easy answer to it. And once again, after a very poor night's sleep right now, that was a result of a very stressful day. And I personally couldn't do much about it. I did what I could with a meditation, with nights being for a sunset at the beach, but it worked only as much. So your entire day has influence on your bedtime routine. Yeah, Nicholas, actually what I've read before. Yeah, I don't believe I'm saying anything that is very original here. One of the aspects actually that we cannot do on our own is that's what we're doing it here, is to come and meditate together. I think togetherness, recognition that you're not only one who intend to have a good night's sleep and cannot. This sometimes helps, being included in the larger community of people that struggle with sleep. Admitting to it, I struggle with sleep. And see it's like, oh, and me. Not feeling excluded, but feeling that, yeah, this is a global struggle. Not an individual. We experience it as an individual struggle, but it is, we know for a fact, this is a global phenomenon. The sleeplessness. So yeah, go explore. Definitely check my recent course. Not only the pillar that it's about sleep, but everything that surrounds it. It's called, for good reason, 6 pillars of conscious living. It's not 6 pillars of conscious sleeping. It's 6 pillars of conscious living. But sleep is included in it, and it's necessary for that. Yeah, Tanya, there's so much to know, and remember, it's helpful to hear reminders until it becomes part of our regular practice. Practice. Include more iteration. A good thing about bedtime routine, bedtime ritual, or evening and night protocol is that we have a chance to practice it every night, every single day of our life. You have your entire life to perfect it. And it will change as your week progresses, day progresses, as your life progresses. It will change and you will adapt. And we are all here to help each other. Yes, Angie, good luck, Nicholas. And good luck all of you who did not voice your concerns or struggles, but I know you are there. And I'm one of you. So I'm just raise my hand. Thank you for being here. Thank you for holding the space for me. Thank you for today's session. A bit longer than usual, I think, because so much there to explore and Yeah, so much to talk about. Thank you for meditating with me. Thank you for participating in the conversation. If you wish to continue, you can always visit our group, Conscious Living Collective. We started meditating there as well. It's not a live session like this one where I turn on the stream, but it's just a simple meditation. We meditate together in the group. It helps me to keep up my meditation practice. I hope it'll help you as well. You can check my meditations. Well, I have a library of over 100 meditations that you can use at any time. I know many from your comments that they are very helpful to many to get yourself a better sleep, enhance your sleep. Check my course, if you will. It's only offered to Plus members. It is the way that Insight Timer designed it. They want to reward teachers that publish courses. So thank you. There's an entire, by the way, virtual classroom where you can ask questions. I can reply with audio comments. That's absolutely phenomenal. And I love actually visiting that virtual classroom. It's a great idea. Kudos to Insight Timer for organizing it this way. Anita, thank you so much for your kind donations. By the way, this is not something that I want to finish up on, but recent struggle of Insight Timer with Apple. For those of you who use Apple devices, Apple takes 30% of all the donations that you do. All the money that you donate through live stream. So it's better for the teachers. It's better for me if there's something that you've learned, if you want to show your appreciation in that form of a donation, rather than doing it during the session, go to my profile after the session and make a donation from there. It would help me tremendously. You wouldn't be giving 30% of the money that you donated to Apple. You would donate it to me. Very self-serving, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, thanks again for the session today. I enjoyed it very much. We will continue our journey next week, the same place, the same time. And if you have ideas for topics that you'd like to explore, because I'm always full of topics, but I'd rather they come from you if you have any, then I certainly will consider it. But I want to leave you with James Anthony Walker, Floating, that accompanied our wonderful meditation together. I hope you will enjoy it. Have a pleasant evening, a restful night, and I see you next time.